Hello, in this Collected Creations video, I forget that's what my name is, we're looking at Gay USA. I figured to kind of top off Pride Month at least. I didn't get the Blu-ray, I do have just the standard DVD. I say standard, but it is actually quite nice in reality. And it is exactly the same as what the Blu-ray actually features, just that's a Blu-ray. This is the only one I could get at the time. But I actually don't mind it, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about it, because there weren't many reviews on YouTube and whatnot, but so you still get standard packaging, whatever. You get some nice images as well as body of text explaining the film and all the short films that come with it. The base has production credits. It is a all-region DVD, which is really nice. And obviously down here it lists all of the special features. Because this is more than just one film, Gay USA is the main documentary, which was what I wanted to see, and they were at the time screening at the Astor, and I was like, I wanted to watch it, but I was busy, and it was one of those, it's been a really tricky couple of months, so I just couldn't get around to it, but Cinemaniacs had this on for offer, and I was like, you know what, I should probably get it. And I'm actually happy I did, because it comes with a commentary track on Gay USA by Jenny Olson, queer film historian and co-director of the Bresson Project, and Don Romsberg, professor of women's and gender studies at Sonoma State University. So it has a whole commentary track, including, yet again, 2 more commentary tracks. Another one being commentary track on Freedom Day Parade by Jim Tuschinski, director of I Always Said Yes, The Many Lives of Wakefield People, and a commentary track on Parade, which is by director Donald Chase. There's also Gay USA still photography slideshow, compilation trailer, and other trailers. So 3 different commentaries for 3 different films, the main film Gay USA and the other 2 of the other short films. What does it actually tell me? So it has the 1977 documentary Gay USA. It features Gay and Proud from 1970, it has Gay Power from 1971, Parade from 1972, Freedom Day Parade from 1974, and that's it, that's all that it has. They all vary in terms of quality. I think, realistically speaking, and again, it does have some artwork of a parade on the inside with some disc artwork, which is always nice. The reason why I kind of wanted to talk about it, rather than being like, oh, you should get a Blu-ray or whatever, you could still get a Blu-ray. I definitely still suggest either, if you can get your hands on either. But realistically speaking, they're both the same transfer, same print, same special features, all the same jazz. It's one of those few occasions where the DVD and the Blu-ray are identical. You probably get a slightly better picture quality from the Blu-ray itself. They're all taken from 16mm, 8mm kind of prints and whatever. I don't think anything's as high as 35mm. Most of it's just kind of what people could afford and film on little cameras at the time, doing the interviews at the time. The Gay USA documentary itself is quite lengthy. It's just, I don't think it's actually 142 minutes. Because it says runtime 142 minutes. It has color and black and white. Language is English. Actually, it does have black and white footage because it features footage from a previous documentary, which is also on the same disc. So Gay USA itself, from 1977, is 78 minutes long. So it's not very long. It's just a documentary about the gay rights movement during the year 1977, capturing the intersections of diversity and queer life, from vox pop-style interviews with lesbian feminists, street drag queens, and straight allies, to taking a look at the fight against Anita Bryant and her notorious Save Our Children campaign. Gay and Proud from 1970, I'm looking at my letterbox because I was actually able to log all of these, is 12 minutes long, directed by Lily Vincenz. It's a short documentary covering the first New York Gay Pride Parade, celebrating 1 year after Stonewall. Freedom Day Parade from 1974. Director Wakefield Paul moved to San Francisco in 1974 and captured the energy and sights of an early San Francisco gay pride parade set to a campy, eclectic soundtrack. It is 11 minutes long. Some of them are just have music playing, there's no talking. One of them is pure raw footage. I think that might be Gay Power from 2012. Original footage from New York's second Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade in 1971 is paired off-screen narration recorded some 40 years after the fact, often reflecting upon both the day in question and the year's progress for the LGBTQ rights movement. So that one in particular is actually just, it's a lot of raw footage. It even has the end of reels and stuff. It's basically just playing all as one thing as the person narrates over it. Most of it's just kind of just silence. You're just kind of hearing like street noises in the background. It's very kind of relaxed in its own right. You're basically just sitting as if you're sitting with someone and they're just explaining parts of what the footage means and, you know, histories and stuff like that as it goes along. So it's not an overly focused thing, but it still works pretty well and it looks pretty nice. And there's Parade from 1972, which is a short film on the first Gay Pride March in San Francisco in 1971, the year after the Stonewall riots. This film was lost for 50 years before it was found and restored by SF Art and Film. It's directed by Ronald Chase. It's 13 minutes long. So some of them reference the Stonewall event of 1970 and whatnot, but for the most part, this is a really nice encapsulation of the 70s, of the movement in the 70s, especially in America. I like how when they interview different people, they'll just go down lines of people and ask, are you straight, are you gay, do you support Pride, whatever. And most of it's just like, can be basic question and answer and whatever. And I really like the format for how most of them go by. Some of the short films are just people with cameras capturing a thing. The main documentary itself is like properly done. They've gone to different cities from San Francisco to New York and whatever. They're like examining the different, parades and whatever. And they're just talking to people about it and what they think and what their thoughts are. And for the most part, none of it's like exceedingly negative. There is conversation about people who have tried to promote, negative notions towards, gay and LGBTQ people, and it's like, you just, even sitting here watching it, I was like, fuck those people. So, I think it's a really beautiful documentary, and I think it's a really good set, DVD or otherwise. I think the footage doesn't really quantify the need for a Blu-ray, but obviously, you know me, I'd like to log it onto the goddamn Blu-ray app to prove that I have it. But at the same time, it's a very valuable DVD, nevertheless. And it's just a nice thing. You can just sit down for like, I'd say 2 hours, basically, and just watch the whole thing. The longest short film is like the 30-odd minute one, which is basically just a string of footage and some narration over the top. So, yeah, I don't know. It's nice. It's nicely encapsulates the period, and it's definitely worth getting if you're both into, history and documentary, or, support Pride, or you're just gay and you like gay shit. So, yeah, it's good. It's really informative. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all. I know it's not a Blu-ray review, but I still think the picture and audio is quite nice. It's, again, what you could get for what they made back in the day, but it is very nicely remastered, and a lot of thought and care has been put into it. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend it. All for next Pride, so you can wait a year to buy it if you really want to, but you could just buy it now. It doesn't really matter. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.